Who is Imam Hussein, peace be upon him? Imam Hussein is the son of Imam Ali and Fatima Zahra, the daughter of the Prophet of Islam. Imam Hussein was born on January 22, 625. He is the first Imam of Shias. He was Imam for 10 years and he lived for 57 years. Imam Hussein is also known as Sayyid al-Shuhada. He reached the imamate in 669 AD. He was imam for 10 years during the time of Muawiyah, the ruler of the Umayyads. And after Muawiyah, when Yazid became the caliphate, Imam Hussein started an uprising at the invitation of the people of Kufa. Yazid's caliphate was illegal because according to the terms of the peace agreement of Imam Hussein's brother, Imam Hassan peace be upon him, Yazid shouldn't have succeeded to the caliphate. The people of Kufa betrayed Imam Hussein peace be upon him, and finally he was murdered with his family and companions on October 16, 680 AD, or 10th Muharram 61 AH, in the deserts of Karbala. Imam Hussein and the Prophet of Islam, peace be upon him. Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, spent 6 years of his life with the Prophet of Islam, and it has been quoted that the Prophet of Islam used to hug, kiss, and smell Imam Hussein and his brother Imam Hassan, peace be upon him. Or in another narration, it is stated that the Prophet of Islam said, Hassan and Hussein are Imams, whether they rise or not. In another quotation, the Prophet of Islam, may God bless him and grant his peace, says, Hassan and Hussein are uses of heaven. This quotation has been narrated in many Shia and Sunni sources. In the Shia and Sunni traditions, it is mentioned that the Prophet of Islam predicted the martyrdom of Imam Hussein on several occasions and wept for him. Imam Hussein during the imamate of his father Imam Ali, peace be upon him. Imam Hussein was 36 years old at the time of his father's martyrdom in 661 AD. Most of these years were spent during the tribal caliphates of Abu Bakr, Umar, and Usman for 25 years. And Imam Hussein witnessed his father's denial of the right to caliphate and his mother's martyrdom during these years. In the final months of Osman's caliphate, when the rebels surrounded the caliphate's house and prevented water from reaching the caliphate's house, those who had the power to open a way through the rebels and reach Osman's house were Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. Imam Hussein during the caliphate of Imam Ali. Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, after his father reached the caliphate, the wars of Jamal, Siffin, and Nahrawan took place, and he was one of his father's troops and participated in the said wars. Imam Hussein during the imamate of his brother Imam Hassan. After the martyrdom of Imam Ali, peace be upon him, on January 31, 661 CE, or 21 Ramadan 40 AH, according to his will, Muslims pledged allegiance to his eldest son Hassan, peace be upon him, as the caliph. During the short period of his father's caliphate and the 10-year imamate of his brother Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, Hussein, peace be upon him, was constantly by the side of those sirs. When Imam Hassan moved to gather his army to confront Muawiyah, Imam Hussein was with his brother, and after Imam Hassan was forced to make a peace with Muawiyah, he consulted with his brother Hussein, peace be upon him. The imamate period of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. Imam Hussein reached the imamate in 670 AD or 50 Hijri after the martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him. His imamate was at the same time as Muawiyah's rule, and since Imam Hassan had made peace with Muawiyah, he continued in the same way, but at the same time his behavior with Muawiyah was powerful. In the letter he wrote in response to Muawiyah's hypocritical letter, Imam Hussein severely criticized him, and by reminding him of his crimes in killing Imam Ali's companions and Shias and staying away from Islam, he called him the greatest edition of Islam and the nation of the message of Islam. In 59 AH, Muawiyah decided to declare his son Yazid as the caliph after him, contrary to the peace terms, and decided to guarantee this. He asked people to pledge allegiance to his son Yazid during his lifetime. Muawiyah was the first to swear allegiance to his son. One of the conditions of peace between Imam Hassan and Muawiyah was that Muawiyah should not appoint a successor. Imam Hussein was one of the people who didn't pledge allegiance to Yazid. With the death of Muawiyah in 60 AH, his son Yazid relied on the post of caliphate and the people pledged allegiance to him. In a letter to the ruler of Medina, Yazid wrote, "Call the people and ask them to pledge allegiance, and start with the elders of Quraysh family, and the first of them should be Hussein ibn Ali." When the ruler of Medina demanded allegiance from Imam Hussein, the Imam replied, "We are the family of prophethood and the man of prophethood, and Yazid is a transgressor and a murderer. People like me will not pledge allegiance to people like him." In another speech, he said, "And peace be upon Islam when this nation is affected by a ruler like Yazid." Characteristics of Yazid. Yazid was a deceitful man. He kept birds of prey, dogs, monkeys, and cheetahs. During his time, corruption spread in Mecca and Medina, and people openly drank wine. It can be said about his behavior with his subjects, Pharaoh was more just than him in the affairs of his subjects and fairer in the private and public affairs of his people. When the Imam found the situation in Medina turned upside down, he didn't consider it permissible to linger in that holy city, and on Sunday, 2 days before the end of month of Rajab, in the calendar of Hijri, or May in the year 680 AD, he left for Mecca together with his Ahl Bayt and his companions. The third Imam of Shias entered Mecca in 60 AH or 12 May 680 AD. The purpose of departure in the will that Imam Hussein wrote to his brother Muhammad ibn Hanafiya was as follows. I left Medina to reform the nation of my ancestor, the messenger of God, and I want to enjoin what is good and forbid what is bad and act according to the way of my grandfather, the messenger of God, and my father, Imam Ali.
Allahu Akbar.
When the people of Kufa in Iraq learned about the death of Muawiyah and the uprising of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, they wrote many letters to support Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, and invite him to the city of Kufa. They wrote, "We haven't pledged allegiance to anyone while waiting for you, and we are ready to sacrifice our lives for you, and because of you, we will not attend Friday prayers and other people's congregations." In response to the request of the people of Kufa, Imam sent Muslim ibn Aqil to Kufa in the middle of Ramadan and told him, "Go to the people of Kufa. If what they wrote is true, let me know, so I can join you." Muslim entered Kufa on the 5th of Shawwal 60 AH or 12 July 680 AD. People rushed to pledge allegiance to him, and 18,000 people pledged allegiance to him. He reported these things to Imam and asked him to come to Kufa. The news of Kufa reached to the Yazid. In his first reaction, he deposed Nu'man ibn Bashir, who was the ruler of Kufa, and installed Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad in his place. Yazid ordered Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad to arrest, exile, or kill Muslim ibn Aqil. On the other hand, he mobilized his mercenaries to surprise Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, in the city of Mecca, and he was going to kill Imam Hussein in Mecca. Ashura. When Imam Hussein was informed that wanted to murder him in Mecca, in order to preserve the sanctity of Mecca, he completed the Hajj rituals, and on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah in the year 60 AH, i.e. September 1280 AD, he left Mecca for Kufa in Iraq. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad killed Muslim ibn Aqil and her protector Hani ibn Arwa in Kufa in a heartbreaking way. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad knew that Imam Hussein was coming to Kufa. He sent an army under the leadership of Hurr ibn Yazid al-Riyahi to monitor Imam Hussein's army in Qadisiyah region. Hurr ibn Yazid al-Riyahi met the Imam in a place called Sharaf, and words were exchanged between them. Imam Hussein presented the letters of people of Kufa that were in 2 khorjins and showed their invitation to Imam Hussein to come to Kufa and continued on his way. The Imam entered the Nainawa region on the 2nd day of Muharram in the year 60 AH or October 5, 680 AD. It was in this land that Ibn Ziyad sent a letter to Hur. The text of the letter was as follows: When this letter reaches you and our messenger comes to you, be strict with Hussein, and make him land in a desert where there is neither a fortress nor water. Hurr ibn Yazid al-Riyahi, following Ibn Ziyad's order, stopped the caravan of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, at a place called Karbala. And the next day, Umar ibn Sa'd, the envoy of Abdullah ibn Ziyad, entered Karbala with 4,000 warriors. On the 7th day of Muharram 61 AH, Umar ibn Sa'd ordered 500 horsemen on the bank of Euphrates River, so that Imam Hussein's caravan couldn't reach the water. On the 9th day of Muharram 61 AH, or 12 October 680 AD, the Imam and his companions were completely surrounded by the enemy, and the enemy was sure that no helper would come to help Imam Hussein and his companions. In the evening of October 12, 680 AD, or the 9th of Muharram 61 AH, which is known as the Day of Tasu'a, the order to attack and start a war was issued by the enemy. When the Imam saw the movements of the enemy, he sent his brother Abbas ibn Ali, peace be upon him, to talk with them and postpone the war until tomorrow. This proposal was accepted by him. On the 10th day of Muharram 61 AH, or October 13, 680 AD, which is known as the Ashura Day, two armies faced each other. While Umar ibn Sa'd's army numbered 3,000 and Imam Hussein's followers numbered 72. It is worth mentioning that before the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, Hurr ibn Yazid regretted his actions and repented and attained the high rank of martyrdom with his companions. Imam Hussein, along with his companions and family, were so thirsty on the day of Ashura that they saw the sky dark, but the enemy didn't give them even a drop of water. At the beginning of the war, Imam Hussein's companions such as Zuhair ibn Gain and Hurr ibn Yazid Riyahi faced the enemy and were murdered. Then it was the turn of Imam's family to face the enemy. The first one of them to step in the field was the eldest son, Hazrat Ali Akbar. Following him, other people of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, such as the children of Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, Ja'far Tayyar, and Aqil went to the fields and were murdered after a brave battle. Abbas ibn Ali, peace be upon him, who had started his battle with the intention of fetching water, was attacked by the enemy and sacrificed his life to Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. Abbas ibn Ali, the brother of Imam Hussein, who reached the bank of Euphrates River, was very thirsty, but he didn't drink water himself to bring that water to Imam Hussein and his companions. But on the way to reach Imam Hussein, he was murdered by the enemy. Imam Hussein's infant, Ali Asghar, peace be upon him, was very thirsty, but there was no water left in Imam Hussein's tents. That is why Imam Hussein came to the front with his 6-month-old child and addressed the enemy army. You are fighting me, not the 6-month-old baby. So give him some water. He is very thirsty. But in the meantime, the enemy didn't spare even his 6-month-old child and hit his 6-month-old child's throat with a 3-pronged arrow, and because of this, the child died. After the martyrdom of the men of Imam Hussein's family who were present in that event, except for one of them, Imam Sajjad, peace be upon him, who is the 4th Imam of Shi'as, and they were sick in the tent at that time, Imam Hussein fought in this unequal battle. He fought alone with the enemy.
إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون.
Today, after 1,000 years, the people of the world mourn for him in the first decade of Muharram every year to keep alive the memory of Imam Hussein and his companions. And for the 40th anniversary of martyrdom passing away of Imam and his companions, millions of people walk from Najaf to Karbala to reach Imam Hussein's shrine, which is located in Karbala, Iraq. Prepared in Shuhud.